And ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now it's we've got a video here. Now we're going to use the Lanson because we made these battles when we was trying to review the Lanson, and basically we're going to call it change of plan. So what I mean by that is when you join a game, you've usually got a plan in action. You've usually got a plan when you join a battle of what you are going to do, whether you're in a tank destroyer, a medium, or a heavy tank, or even a light tank. And you usually got that mindset where, okay, we need to go A. For example, this battle here, usually mediums go A. Now, there are occasions where you need to change your battle plan, and that is due to mainly your team, what your team is doing. So this game, you can see I was on my way to A, but I see the team. And not only the team, but I also see the enemy lineup as well. So if you look at our lineup, we've got 2 medium tanks. The enemy team have 2 medium tanks and a light tank. So I was thinking in my mind, if I go to A with the T44-100, then we could be overrun by the mediums and the light tanks. So we would be isolated. We would be all by ourselves. So straight away, I looked at the team, what they were doing, and I changed my plan. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have no choice. There's other players. If you look at the T44-100, now he's lost pretty much all of his hit points. Now the thing is, he is actually going to survive. He does get lucky and he does survive. However, I don't survive. But the outcome of the battle could be completely different if I didn't change my plan. And I'm not saying we win this game because of me. I'm saying that sometimes you have no choice but to change your gameplay. And the thing is, you see a lot of people, especially sort of like 40% players and less, if you usually go A, they would still go A, regardless of how many people are going to help with them, or they don't care. If they go A, normally they will go A, whether they're on their own or not. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you will... it will cost you games. It will cost you games. So, of course, sometimes the team don't go where you want them to go. Of course, you might say to the team, guys, let's go A, and they totally ignore you. Don't just rage, because you get this a lot. Like, that person still goes towards A, and then they die, and then they rage at the team. Sometimes you have to do different. You have to do what you normally don't do. So luckily this game we win quite comfortably. You can see it's a 5 versus 2 here. We win on our supremacy points, and we are in fact going to win this game. So we're not just going to watch, we're going to head over to the next game, because the next game shows it a bit more of what I mean. So this game here, you can see I am a medium tank with an FCM. The FCM is an okay tank, but it's not the greatest of tanks. It's very juicy, and you can see here there's 2 medium tanks on my team, 2 medium tanks, and a light tank on the enemy team. So I, of course, start to go towards left, because that's where I usually go. That's where a lot of medium tanks go. But you can see I'm looking around. I'm looking at my mini-map, and I'm thinking, right, if I go left, I could die very, very quickly. I've got no support other than the FCM. If I had maybe another tank destroyer, or if someone else, then of course I would probably go left. I decided to change my plan, and straight away we spot the smasher. And if you look at the mini-map, the whole team, or a few of the team, are now spotted at that side of the map. Now you can say, okay, if I was with the FCM, we may be able to deal with them too, but you don't know where these tanks are going to appear, like the T54 lightweight. I didn't expect him to be this side of the map. So obviously things can change during the battle, but the initial plan sometimes needs to be changed. Now, if you look at that FCM on the mini-map now, he's now dead. He's now dead. And he could rage. He could actually rage at me. Sometimes you have to take that rage. Sometimes you have to take that rage. And even the Dracula there, the idiot, he's raging, or he's moaning. I don't know why he's moaning at the FCM. I take it, but sometimes you have to think of this. Like, go with your team. Yes, that will mean sometimes that you have to leave your buddy, that you have to leave your other medium tank. But it's better ignoring him, or it's better leaving him to go and die than you to stay alive and help your team. Help your team and go with your heavies, go with your tank destroyers. And that is exactly what I did. And that's what I didn't expect for, of course, the medium tanks to be, or some medium tanks to be this side of the map. But, you know, you don't know. You're not a mind reader. You can't read what's going to happen. And I could have easily died. I could have easily died if I would have gone to the D side of the map. But then again, you could have stayed alive. You could have stayed alive, and you and the FCM could have carried the game. And who knows, the FCM might have then stayed alive. But you can't look at it like that. You have to look at it as look at the lineup. Look at the enemy lineup, look at your lineup, and look at where your team is going. Because if you don't want to go on your own, sometimes it might work for you, sometimes it might not. But that's not the point of it. The whole point of it is going where you think you're best suited. So for this map here, or this game here, because of my whole team decided to come this side of the map, and only the FCM went the other side of the map, I decided to change where I was going. And you can see here now, it's a 4 versus 1. It could have been a completely different game. We could have actually won 7-0 if I would have kept the FCM alive, or we could have been a lot worse off. So I could have died, the FCM could have died, and the medium tanks could have just flanked around and just battered us. Basically, that's you don't know what could have happened. But sometimes the whole point of this video is don't always go where you're supposed to go. Look at the enemy lineup. If they've got more medium tanks than you, then yeah, if you're going to come this side of the map with one other tank, you could easily be outrun, and it could change the outcome of the game. Now, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I made us win this game, but if I would have come this way and died, that's 3,300 damage that wouldn't have happened. If I would have come, that may not have happened if I would have come this way. That's 3 kills that may not have happened if I would have gone the other way. And that is 6 tanks. As you can see here, that's 6 tanks that I damaged that may not have happened if I didn't go the way that I chose to go. So basically the whole moral of this video is sometimes you have to think out of the box. Sometimes you have to think different and not go the way you usually go. And we see that with maps like Port Bay. We see that with maps where usually you go left. If your teams decide to go right, just go with them. Don't just go left because you're supposed to go left. You have to change your gameplay. And sometimes it will work for you, sometimes it won't work for you. It all depends on what the enemy are going to do. But that's where you have to try and read what the enemy are going to do by their lineup. If they don't do what you think they're going to do, then you have to come to it when it happens. But yeah, don't always do what you're supposed to do. Look at the lineups. If you have to change, you have to change. Some people will start going left and they think, fuck, my team's going right, but I'm already going left now, so I'm going to carry on going left. Just turn around and go back with your team. You never know, it might lose you the game, but it might also win you the game. It's better being with your whole team than being with one other tank against 5 or 6 tanks. Yes, that if that other tank's not going to come with you, let him rage. You have to sacrifice him to stay alive. That is what you have to do. So yeah, let me know if you do this. Do you do this? Do you go the way that you're supposed to go normally? If you go left, do you carry on going left? Or do you actually think of a plan and then change it midway through the battle. Honestly, guys, it will probably, doing this will win you more games than it will lose. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye. With